Oh, why you no game?
Golden Axe. Hello out there, all you wonderful people. This is Andre, the Game Idea Guy. Thank you very much for lending me your time and your ear and listening into another Why You Know Game episode. And this one is about Golden Axe, or I should say Golden Axe the Duel. Now, I'm probably in the minority here. I don't know how many people enjoyed that game on the Sega Saturn, but to me, that was like one of the better fighting games that came out in that Sega had I think they had I think it was the same team that did the Gunstar Heroes games and that did Guardian Heroes that made Golden Axe the Duel. Like to me, the game was cool. Like the combo system worked well. I mean, it was a little stiff until you got used to it and you figured out how certain characters' combos work. But the game was awesome. It was fun. Like, and I was always playing back and forth with my brother, like my older brother, all the time, trying to like best him at the game. That's one of the few fighting games that he completely and utterly fucking owned me in that game. Like I was like, I barely stood a fucking chance. I could sometimes pull out a win, but most of the time he beat my ass in that game. And I'm secure enough in myself to admit that he whooped my ass in that. But he'd have to be secure enough to admit that in every other fighting game, I whooped his ass most of the time. At least when I got old enough. Because when I was little, he would stomp the fuck out of me. But I was also little, didn't know how to play games. But I'm getting way away from my point. That to me, that was one of the better games that was on the Sega Saturn. Again, I personally enjoyed the fuck out the game. One, because it was Golden Axe, and I loved Golden Axe back then. And two, it was a fighting game. Huge ass fucking fan of fighting games. So fighting game, Golden Axe, mash them bitches together. Great game to me. I didn't really understand the story back then because I thought that the characters that were in Golden Axe the Duel were the actual characters from the first two games, and they weren't. They were I think they were the characters from some of the characters were from the third game, which at the time I hadn't played. I hadn't played it back then, unfortunately, and I wish that they would just like release the rest of those games on the Steam and I'd buy them. Unless they already have them on Steam and I just haven't seen them, then that's my fault. But I have to get those and finish playing that series out because I think I beat the first game and didn't really beat the second one. I was getting sidetracked again. Golden Axe the Duel was I'm trying to think of a good game to compare it to that people could understand playing. I guess you could consider the way the original Samurai Showdown or Samurai Spirits, depending on your localization, the way the original Samurai Showdown felt. That's kind of what Golden Axe the Duel felt like where it was a little stiff, like some of the characters moved a little stiff and combos. Though you could pull off combos, they weren't exactly the greatest thing. I mean, it probably wasn't as stiff as that. It was a little bit more fluid than that, but that's probably the most comparable game I can think of to Golden Axe the Duel. Like, and yeah, it's probably the most comparable game I can think of. I would love to play that again. I just my brother traded that shit in like a long time ago, and I'm like where is this fucking game? And then I look it up, and some of the prices I looked at kind of scared me, and I'm like, no, I'm not going back to that. But I would love to see that make a comeback. Like, go back. Sega can go back, redo the whole game. Just redo the whole game, do it in HD. But I would want it to still be 2D sprites. So this is where I would say we'd have to have Atlas and their expertise in this particular field. Like, because what they did with the sprites for King of Fighters 12 and 13 were awesome. And I would be like, do that again, but do it for this series for Golden Axe, and then make a series of games based off of that. But what I would like to see them do is go back and make a fighting game for each one of the Golden Axe games, so that there's a fighting game pertaining to each individual story in the original Golden Axe trilogy. And then from there they could build the series up and actually grow it and turn it into something else. Like they could redo they could go back and redo the original games over and make them beat 'em ups. Um, make those into beat 'em ups, and I guess in a similar vein to, I don't know how many people have played. You know what? I'm just gonna go grab it. I'm gonna grab it real quick. All my damn PS2 games are like tightly fucking packed in here, and all neatly organized and shit. Fuck. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to tell where here it is. Ow, darn it. Hit my thumb. This game on PS2 is called Barbarian. This game actually has like 8-player mode. Like you can have up to like 8 people playing on this, and then each person can have like 3 or 4 minions. So you could have like roughly like 40 characters on screen at one time for in this on the PS2. And I was like surprised back then that they were able to do something like that on PS2. But they could redo the Golden Axe games in the similar vein of this, where it's a brawler, but it has like RPG-esque elements and characters can learn like magic and all that type of shit. Titus, I haven't seen that company name around in a long time, and I'm like, they've got to have gone under by now. But they could do a fighting series. Start with like I would say start with Actually no. now I'm rethinking it. I would probably start with the game similar to this first. Like have the original Golden Axe, and I'm not talking about that Beast Rider shit. That push that to the side, save that idea for something else because you might be able to make it better. But redo the original Golden Axe in this style, because it would fit. It would honestly the style of the Barbarian game, it would fucking perfectly fit Golden Axe because you're looking at it from like a bird's eye view. You have the battleground, and the battlegrounds are kind of dynamic. They were this did the like transitioning scenes and shit before Power Stone 2 did it. No, not before. After Power Stone 2 did it. Shit. After Power Stone 2 did it. So that could be something that they could work into it, where you're fighting and you have like you get shit, build up your stats and stuff like this, like that. Better weapons and equipment, better magic, things of that nature. But have like a fixed perspective on the battlefield, where the characters can move around it freely. Because that's what Barbarian did, and have the scenes transition as needed. Like, so you clear out a certain number of enemies and you can move it forward, or an event happens and shit. Basically simple stuff. And they could make the first game like that, then do Golden Axe Duel, which would be the fighting game, to kind of like, I'd say make the main game and then like the fighting games to fit in between the main games, so that they kind of like, so like you have a Golden Axe, then you have Golden Axe Duel, Golden Axe 2, Golden Axe Duel 2, Golden Axe 3, Golden Axe Duel 3. It sounds complicated, more complicated than it actually is. But I think that would be a good way to reinvigorate the franchise, and it would be a cool way to draw more people into it. So basically, you can have Barbarian played as a cooperative adventure. I said Barbarian. I meant Golden Axe that would be like this game, Barbarian, but it can be played as a cooperative adventure where you can have like 3 or 4 people playing together to finish the story out. Obviously, give alternative paths and shit so that you can have more replay value. But then jump to the fighting game in between that, and then that people can have like competitive gameplay with that. And another thing that would be great would be to make the data between the two games intermingle, which would be pretty cool. That way, you can unlock stuff in one game by having beat the other one. just for the just for the fucking hell of it, just for the fun of it. Man, it's just there's a lot I'm thinking about all at once, and it's just like articulating the thoughts is getting difficult because each thought wants to make its way to the top at the same time. Damn it, I lost my train of thought. Basically, I would like to see Sega bring back Golden Axe, breathe new life into it, and make it a brand new franchise all over again. Just give it a rebirth. And I've kind of explained some of the stuff that I would like to see, and that I think would work out for it if it was done. And it could be great, it could be fun, and it could be interesting, as well as they could build up a decent story on top of it. And that's what I was trying to get out. All of that together. Like if I try to think anymore and dive deeper into like mechanics and stuff like that, this video is going to take an hour. So I'm gonna cut it now before I go on that rambling spree, and you guys have to sit here and listen to me. Thank you very much for listening. Keep your eyes and ears up more for more of my stuff, and until the next time, enjoy your games. Peace out.